What's up, everybody? Welcome back to episode 6 of the League Podcast. This is your host, Sal.
And I'm Dion.
And yeah, this is this week's episode. Check it out.
All right, let's start off with our first matchup. I got Ryan versus Stacy. Deemed it a matchup of the week because it's first versus last.
Nice.
For Ryan's MVP, I gave it to Lamar Jackson, passing for 348 passing yards, for 4 touchdowns and 55 rushing yards, scoring a point total of 33-42. I think that's like the first time he's reached that point this season.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, that's a major win on Ryan's side. For his LVP, I gave it to Travis Etienne, only going for 9 points. He only had 6 attempts for 17 yards, 6 receptions, and 43 yards.
You said only going for 9, like some of us would kill for that shit.
Yeah, but I mean,
Rich
in
man
his
Ryan.
team,
yeah.
with his team, it's kind of like pretty bad.
Yeah.
Um,
He's too rich for us.
exactly. But I mean, I had to give it to someone, and I wasn't going to give it to Cortland Sutton because it's not like he's going to play him ever again. So, for his honorable, I gave it to George Kittle because in the tight end landscape, when your tight end goes 16-40, that's
great.
pretty great. Going for 12 targets, 8 receptions, 64 yards, and a touchdown. And then we're going to move on to our girl Stacy, who almost won in Monday night.
Man, that would have been something, right? The worst
when her
team
MVP, Kareem Hunt, was going for 18 points on 27 attempts, 102 yards, 1 touchdown, and a reception for 15 yards. Yeah, that was pretty amazing.
Yeah, we all laughed at it. Remember that first week when we didn't know which running back was going to be it? I feel like we know now. We now know. Yeah.
Yeah, we now know who it is. It's not Carson Steele. It's not Samaje Perine. It's Kareem Hunt. For her LVP, I gave it to CD Lamb, only because first round draft pick, only putting up 8.9 points on 9 targets, 5 receptions, and 62 yards.
Yeah, on a prime time game.
And then I think Jalen Tolbert had a better game than he did.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, so
wide receiver 3.
That sucks for Lamb. I gave an honorable mention to Stacy for Javonte Williams because, like I said before, our running backs weren't scoring over 10 points, and he went for 13.6 on 13 attempts for 61 yards, 5 receptions, and for 50 yards.
Yeah,
so I gave it to him. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now we're going to move on to our next match. Or is there anything you want to add to this match?
That was good.
Okay. All right, on to our next match is Sal versus Rigo, where Rigo's birthday present to Sal was handing him an L.
Big ass L.
Now for Sal's MVP, I gave it to Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
392 passing yards, 5 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Going for 33.78 points. That's crazy.
Yeah, for freaking just a passing QB, that's pretty nuts.
Exactly. Your LVP, I had to give it to just a guy, Jerry Jeudy.
Bro. On a good match.
2.10 points, 3 targets, 1 reception for 16 yards.
Mm-hmm.
That offense is not that great.
Bro, I think he really meant it when he said he wanted to play like CD Lamb, because CD Lamb, LVP CD Lamb, LVP Jeudy.
Right. Honorable mention to Sal. I gave it to Younghoe Koo.
Yeah.
16 points, doing a 40-yarder, 2 50-yarders, and then 3 PATs. Pretty amazing for a kicker.
And 1 false sense of security for Thursday night.
Yeah, true. you were going in hot.
Yeah.
For Rigo's MVP, I gave it to DJ Moore, only because I talked so much crap about DJ Moore,
Yeah, you
and he
woke him
finally
up for
pulled through.
against
25
me.
points. Yeah, 8 targets, 5 receptions for 105 yards and 2 touchdowns.
You believe that the revenge game narrative that everybody always says just because they faced their old team? You think that's real? Because he went off, versus
In a
Carolina.
sense, yeah, in a sense, because it was against Carolina. But then again, it was against Carolina.
Yeah, you're right. That makes a lot of sense.
So for Rigo's LVP, I gave it to Najee Harris. It was a positive game for him, but he only ended up going with 8.7 on 14 attempts for 42 yards, 2 receptions, and 35 yards. Not really a great game from him. Honorable mention I gave to Rigo, I had to go to Tucker Graff. Well, I also talked smack about showing up with 22.8 points on 5 targets, 4 receptions, 88 yards, and 2 touchdowns. That's crazy. I wish my tight end could do that.
Let's not compare tight ends now.
Anything else you want to add to this match?
For sure. I'll give a notable player to my tight end. 8.7. That's the most I've ever gotten this year. Way better than 0. Hey man. Hey look, shout out to Rigo. He knows ball. He got 144 points. I've never seen Rigo get 144 points before ever. But yeah, he did it against me, so good job, man. That was GG's.
Yeah, and we also want to note too that he also had 2 bench players who went above 20 points.
Yeah, and one of the biggest things about his team is his consistency at running back. So that's love. Yeah,
that is true because he's got the James Conner and David Montgomery.
And now Jacobs showed up. So
yeah. All right, moving on to our next match, Martin versus Tyler, which I deemed Martin powered up versus Tyler powered down.
He changed his name middle of the game.
Martin's MVP, I had to give it to Jamar Chase. 30 points, 12 targets, 10 receptions, 193 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Man, what a steal.
What a steal. Hey, didn't he trade for that guy?
He sure did. We'll talk about that later. For his LVP, I gave it to Zach Moss. I know he got hurt, but it was towards the end of the game, and he only managed 6.7 points on 9 attempts, 24 yards, 3 receptions, and 28 yards. For his honorable mention,
I was gonna say basically, I know he got hurt, but fuck him. I'm just kidding. I'm just
you only say that because of Chase Brown. Yeah,
I'm just the Chase owner, bro. Like yes.
For his honorable mention, I'll give it to Mike Evans. 20.70, 7 targets, 5 receptions, 62 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Them some good trades, bro.
I know. Another person he traded for.
I love it.
Tyler's MVP, I gave it to Brock Bowers. So salty about that. 19.70, 12 targets, 8 receptions, 97 yards, and 1 touchdown.
Bro got Laporta wasted away on his bench. Send the trades right now.
All right.
When you see this, Tyler, you better send the trade. I don't care if it's terrible. I just want to see Laporta.
LVP, I gave it to Amari Cooper. Only 8 points. 10 targets, 4 receptions, 60 yards. That dude was dropping balls.
Dropping balls, bro. They should just be. They should just drop that whole team because that team's ass right now.
I know they should.
How did they?
The quarterback. The quarterback is what.
Quarterback is trash. I mean, the team in general is kind of ass, but I don't know how it became that. Like game 1, like week 1 was not that bad. I don't know. Help me, help Cooper.
Yeah, for real. Free Cooper.
Oh, Nico Collins got hurt too, so.
Yeah, Nico did get hurt. For his honorable mention, I gave it to Kyron Williams. Once again, that guy is going off. 15 points. 22 attempts. Yeah, 102 yards and 1 touchdown.
And one fumble lost.
Yeah, and a fumble loss. Yeah, true. I forget about.
You gotta bring in the FUD with it too. You know.
Exactly. If not, it would have been more points.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add to this matchup?
No, that Brock Bowers, man. Give me Laporta. That's all I want.
Right. How if I beat you to it first?
Hey, man, he needs some
Actually, no.
receivers
I
right
got.
now.
I'm waiting on Haktua.
Hey, man, if you want to send that guy too, I got, I don't want to rely on this guy, but no, I think we're good. That was a good matchup. Freaking Martin went completely off, went nuclear.
All right, that's it for my matchups.
The first matchup I got is a Manny versus Tito. It's one of the lower scoring matchups. For the MVP for Tito, because it was one of the lower scoring matchups, I would give it to his defense, which is Washington. It was a good pickup. They doubled their projections, so that's already good. You want that if the rest of your team's not scoring, you want your defense to put up points, at least get the screen correct, which he did. Um, most of his other most, if I think all of the rest of his team underperformed projections. Olave though is one of the worst ones. I'm gonna give him the LVP. One because even while Carr was still not hurt, while he's still playing the field, Carr was sucking butt. But Olave only got one target, right? He got two targets. He got targeted with the guy that came in, but he got one target on the Carr, and it's like, dude, you guys are playing from behind. You guys are facing Kansas City, and you get 1 yard. Like, come on, it's kind of like you want to use your player, right? Like Olave is a good player. I don't know why they wouldn't utilize him like that. 2 points. That's not good. That's not good enough if you want to win.
Not great.
An honorable mention is Reed. I do like Reed. He got 11.7 points. It wasn't as good as we would have thought, but given that Love came back and is playing, like, it's it's good. Just getting over 10 points really as wide receiver is good. It's good for you, and going forward is going to be one of the top receivers in the game, probably top 12, I would say. So
For
just
sure.
him putting up double points is going to be good. For Manny's side, I gave him the most valuable player to both his defense and kicker. This was kind of like a lackluster game, but the defense and kicker went off 16 points each. Yeah, they just doubled the projection, so that's already like a big boost over Tito, which is hard to overcome. His least valuable player is Fat Marvin Harrison Jr. Again, he put up another stinker. Maybe he should have benched him this week. 36 yards on 2 receptions. That's all. I don't know what's up with these teams not using their receivers, man. Like, it's weird. 2 receptions. That's your number one guy. Kind of weird. Another player I don't want to mention was Baker Mayfield. He's back on board. He's putting up points, 23 points again. It's good that you picked him up again. Like, when he let him go and he came back to you, now you know it's meant to be. Don't let him go. Don't let him go again. He's good for it. Yeah, but Manny ended up beating Tito, relatively good amount of points. Yeah. The next matchup is you and Hector. It's a close matchup, surprisingly.
It was. Yeah.
You got a couple guys that went off, a couple guys that didn't go off. Kind of a mixed match thing. Not like very consistent. It's like very like the distribution is across the board. We got Dion first. I'll talk about I want to talk about his least valuable player first because it pissed me off because I own him too. Brees Hall, man. What's up with his team, bro?
Oh man.
What's up with Hall, bro? What's up with Aaron Rodgers and the coach? They fired him. But Brees Hall, bro, 23 rushing yards.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. Gotta do better than that.
Only 9 attempts.
What I hate to see is when they give him the ball and he gets stuffed right in the backfield, and it's like, bro, you know, you could catch the ball too. I mean, he did get 3 receptions, but it's like, I don't know, maybe use him more like he used Aaron Jones or something. I don't know,
but
get him
compared
more
to like
involved.
compared to the first couple of weeks and stuff, he was
right. His usage was off the charts, and now it's like, oh, I forgot how to play. Not him. I wouldn't say him because he's a good player. It's just the scheming. They're scheming him
it's
like really weird.
Offense. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe with the new coach it'll be different. But yeah, your MVP. We're gonna give that to Drake. I like. Yeah, he went off, bro. Drake London finally had a good ass game. It was Thursday night. It was that Kirko game, bro. He did it. He did it for the city, right? They beat Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
That's good. That's a good look, man. That's what you wanted to see. Because even before that, he was getting good amount of points. He was one of the few ones to get like play in Atlanta, even though Kirk wasn't doing so good. And now that he did great, you saw it with Drake London. So it's like now every time Kirk's gonna have a good game,
Man,
Drake
that game
London is
was
gonna be the guy.
that game was scary though, man. He went down twice,
Oh yeah,
and it was like questionable. I was like,
and he came
not
back,
again.
like
Yeah.
Monster Reborn. Yeah, he came back. Another player I wanted to talk about for you was I was saying say Kyler Murray, but I do want to talk about Dowdle because Dowdle, you might have doubted Dowdle, but he came back. Like Zeke is not relevant at all. Like
Nah.
Dowdle's gonna be the guy going forward, easiest pie. Sunday night against the Steelers too. 18 points against the Steelers. I
That's
like that.
nice.
I like that. In a game where CeeDee Lamb wasn't putting up points, like they did it through the run game. Yeah, they ended up winning
Yeah.
the game too. So they kind of know the kind of control game. So it's kind of good for the Cowboys in general, in real life, and in fantasy football, because if they learn to get that game going where they kind of control the ball more and pace it at their own pace, it's like Dowdle's going to eat. He's going to have more opportunity. So I like that for you. For Hector on the other side of the ball, MVP. I couldn't choose between Williams and Pitts, but I gave it to Pitts only because he got unlocked by Hector. Hector's power.
Hey, dude.
Yeah, give it to Pitts. I mean, they technically both got unlocked, right? But Pitts, yeah, Pitts mainly because he's been known to
He
like
hasn't
let
been.
people down, aka
Yeah, he hasn't
Martin.
been doing much.
And yeah, Hector's first game, he got him, and he put up 12 points, and everybody ate from that Kirkle game, So it's like, yeah, I think it scaled to like the amount of points Kirk got, or the amount of amounts that they put up as a team. But going
Yeah.
forward, I like that share though. I do like that share. And mind you, he did it without a touchdown, and he has end zone looks, but he hasn't gotten a touchdown yet. So getting 12 points without a touchdown, I really like that. On the other side, Ford, we talked about Cleveland being a sucky team, sucky quarterback. Ford gets the benefit, not the benefit, the detriment of that. Like
Yeah.
he is a somewhat a decent player, but if not used correctly or if not used enough for the teams playing from behind, yeah, he's not going to put up points. They ended up putting 47 yards up for rushing, but they really didn't do much else. They were losing against Washington, and they just can't keep getting turnovers. If you get turnovers, obviously you're not going to get to control the ball, and you're not going to get to rush it that much. And yeah, once the team stops sucking, maybe he could do something. But also, Nick Chubb is on the way back, so who knows? That's
Yeah,
just
he
kind of
is.
troubling. Honorable mention. I mentioned him earlier. Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams has had a great game again because maybe only because of Hector, right? Now
Yeah.
he went to go see him live too, and not because it's
Right?
Carolina, but it's because it's Hector. Okay, got the Hunter effect. Um, yeah, let's see if he keeps doing this. He made him pop off, but he just needs the rest of his team to pop off now, right?
Yeah, he
Uh,
does.
wasn't enough to beat you this week, so unfortunately, and congratulations to you. So the final matchup, we got the other brother. We got John and Freddie, which is kind of funny. They both came over for my birthday that day, and I didn't realize they
Really?
were like going against each other until like a little bit when they were both here.
That's
And
funny.
yeah, so for talking about John first, his MVP was the Bear, another Bear, Swift. Um, he was going off right, but it's funny he could have got even a bigger game, but every time he was getting close to the end zone, the Roach came in. And then like
Yeah.
Freddie was celebrating the roach, and then John was like, fuck, I'm gonna kill this insect or whatever. But even with all that, 19 points, really good. They started using Swift better. The team's kind of cooking. I know it's against a bad team, but whatever. I don't care. We'll take those dubs.
Right, exactly.
But it's good. I feel like when the teams start heating up, I don't care if it's a bad team because they start facing better and better teams, and then they start performing better altogether. Confidence is a thing, right?
Yep, exactly.
So for the LVP, I'll give it to Baltimore. Because it's generally a good defense, but they had a shootout, right? It was just a complete shit show as far as defense goes. Because obviously, getting 5 touchdowns scored on you, you're gonna get. I'm surprised they weren't negative, but they got a point. But yeah, that's LVP. Another person I want to talk about was Brian Robinson. Even though uh, what's did he get injured? I don't even see the thing over here, but I'm pretty sure he.
Talking about
No, he
Bijan?
was just questionable. He just came back. No, not Bijan. What what's his name? Oh, never mind. It's Wandale.
Oh,
Wandale
Wandale.
Robinson. I'm talking about Robinson.
I was like,
I,
whoa.
I was looking at Freddie's B Rob. No, Wan'Dale Robinson, because he was the only guy out there, right? We didn't have neighbors out there,
Yeah.
so
Yep.
he was getting all the love. He had a touchdown. He got 6 receptions, and he was the wide receiver one for the Giants. And on Fred's side, Higgins, welcome back, Higgins.
Hell yeah.
24 points for the wide receiver two. That's crazy. Him and Chase balled out. Well, obviously,
Well,
and
yeah.
Burrow balled out. But it was just them. That was like the whole offense, right? And then the Chase problem, obviously. But it was like very target him, target him. 9 receptions for Higgins, right? We talked about we just said like 10 for Chase or something like that. Like that's a lot of volume for those two guys. And you love to
Yeah,
see Higgins,
exactly.
because Higgins was hurt and he didn't perform. He didn't, wasn't practicing it early on, and he's back. So let's see how he could keep that up. Debo though on the other side, Debo didn't have a good game.
No,
Debo
he didn't.
2.50. He got only 1 reception. And again, like this is teams are not really targeting certain wide receivers. This was like the Ayuk game because every time I looked up
Yeah,
and
it
somebody
was
caught the
good.
ball, it was Ayuk. Good for him because I own him in GG, but Debo, I need to see more balance. Let's talk to Purdy, get some more balance going on because that's when the team's firing on all cylinders. When everybody eats. But yeah, the other one, the other person I want to talk about was Stevenson because it was funny. Like it was one of the first plays of the game when he got a 33-yard touchdown. And it's like the backup,
Oh,
the backup is back. He's back up. Oh, no, I got that. That's a bar right there. The backup is back up, and Stevenson he got 17 points as a backup. Imagine that. So
that
that's the
coach
cup.
talk, man. It was
That's
like,
that's the best
oh,
cup going right now.
we're gonna, we're gonna be. Antonio Gibson's gonna be the starter. And Hunter's gonna be backup.
Yeah, it's like yeah, he
I think that's.
started.
I think that's all he needed was just to be like, you're not worth it anymore.
Yeah,
Show me
he's
your
not
worth.
lock in. Well, yeah, that's it for the matchups. Let's talk about the rankings now, huh? Alrighty. So last week we had let's go down the list. We had Ryan number one, Tyler number
Yep.
two, John number three, Manny four, I was number five, Dion was six, Martin was seven, Freddie was eight, Tito was nine, Rigo was 10, Hector 11, and Stacy 12. The easiest part of this podcast, putting Stacy at 12 again. I think she has it.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think you have to be necessarily a win to get it to move up. Maybe someone just has to start doing really bad. But I think
Yeah.
that hasn't happened yet. So Stacy's still at 12. And now the rankings start. Just kidding. Then number 11. Who do you think is 11 right now?
I mean, just a little talk about Stacy though. I know she is 12 and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but she did score over 100 this week, so that's a
Oh, yeah.
plus.
That's a good thing.
And
That's right. If she
and
keeps it up.
she was technically close to being Ryan. So
And that's the number one ranked team, right? But now we have
yeah,
also matchup this week, upcoming matchup, which
yes,
is Stacy versus Hector, which they're both kind of
Hector,
low ranked. So Stacy
yes,
could
Hector,
possibly win. Stacy, you gotta believe.
yeah, heart of the cards.
You cannot be 12 for 1 week. All right, so 11.
I'm in
Let's see
this
about
Hector.
11. 11 gotta be Hector, right?
Yeah,
The
it's
toilet
Hector.
bowl right now, and it's the same story, right? It's
Yeah,
Tyreek Hill not performing. It's other guys. Well, yeah, he still has just the two running backs, right?
yeah. Rashad White and Jerome Ford,
And the thing is, Rashad White
and
is losing his job slowly but surely, and
that's it.
Ford
That's all he has.
is gonna lose his job slowly but surely somehow, or the team just sucks.
Yeah,
And so yeah, that's a little troubling there. Jefferson's good for it. Caleb, will he perform? Will he be able to light Caleb up and Pitts up every week? Who knows? He has to keep showing that consistency. He did lose Moody, so he just has to pick up a random kicker now. And yeah, I mean that's the bulk of his team. And, oh, he lost Pittman too, so actually
yeah. Pittman's also out.
he
I
could be
mean, he
ranked
does
like
have he has plenty of wide receivers. I'm just going to say that, but um, yeah, they're just it's hit or miss on those wide receivers.
yep. And now it's gonna have to be hit because he can't just he doesn't have a flex option. He's losing he lost the wide receiver, so now he has to play. He has
Right.
to play who he has to play. So and obviously the running backs he doesn't have backups. So come bye weeks is gonna be kind of scary for him. We'll see what he does.
Which I mean, unfortunately, this week he has no Justin Jefferson or Tyreek Hill. So this It's
Dang
going to be
it.
an interesting week for him.
Me swooping and finesse. No, just kidding.
Yeah.
All right, that's an easy 11. What do you think about 10 and 9?
All
Less
right.
movers this week, I think.
You want me to give out number 10?
Does it start with a T?
It starts with the T, ends with the no. Tito.
Yeah, his team's still banged up. And not only is it still banged up, he got more banged up. He just likes banging them up.
Yeah, his running backs,
He lost
A-Chain
two more.
and Aaron Jones. Got some. Well, Aaron Jones is week to week.
Mm-hmm.
He does have a backup for it, but it's not Aaron Jones.
Yeah, and then that whole thing of like if how healthy is he? You know, like do you want to start the backup? Do you want to start Aaron
Right.
Jones?
And then A-Chain got hurt as well, and he's already in a bad situation with how the offense is in Miami. So
Yeah, and how most shirts come like he came back essentially. So even if he
and
gets healthy,
and that rookie had a pretty good game as well.
yeah, it's gonna be like a triple committee and a bad offense,
Yeah.
and with a possible injury. So it's very tricky. That's very hard to overcome. Um, his wide receivers are looking decent though, and but yeah, not having running backs is gonna hurt. And looking forward to the other teams, I think these other teams are easily better currently
Yeah.
how they're set up. So, what do you think about the next one? So it's gonna be like 9 and 8.
We'll give it to Stalin and Rigo.
Please put me above Rigo. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I think Rigo had a great game,
Yeah.
and his mainly, I mean, yeah, he had an outstanding game. But just the fact that the wide receivers did what they did, I feel like that gives confidence to his team because, like I said, his running backs are consistent. They have been consistent. So now maybe it was a week where both wide receivers went off. Maybe who knows going forward about how consistent they could be, especially
Right.
both going off that much because that was a lot too. So he's kind of like in a similar boat as I am because my running backs are similar. You know, they're like put up 14, 15 points. I got Jamar Gibbs. I got JT. Well, he's hurt. He might come back. I got
Yeah.
you
Jordan
know,
Mason.
Jordan Mason. So he's in a similar boat. Like his running backs have been putting up points. They will put up points. They're a little lower tier, but in
Yeah.
response, his wide receivers are higher tier than mine. So that's something that my team hasn't done like effectively, which is like the wide receivers have not gone off like that to that extent. Maybe one of them did. One of them went off the other week, etc. But not both at the same time. But in general, I think his team looks good. So I'm wondering where you have him at versus me.
So I have you ranked as number 9, just for the moment, and because I'm looking at rest of the season,
Mm-hmm.
and your whole wide receiver situation is just not looking that great. Whereas
Mm-hmm.
in his situation, it's always going to be the situation where it's going to be a boom or bust,
Mm-hmm.
and your wide receivers haven't you know
They've been
done
mid.
that. Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah, best
you
game.
do. I do agree with your running backs. Your running backs are a step above his, but he just kind of has a little bit more balance than you do.
Yeah, I think so because it kind of evens out. Like even if his are more a little bit lower, his wide receivers are a little bit higher. So now you could depend on either or to like fill the gaps. You know.
Yeah,
I agree, especially because right now Adams is unknown really, and Adams is one of the higher tier receivers I have, but really hasn't played. He had one game where
yeah,
he went over 20, but that's one game and it's week 6, so what we're trying to figure it out, you know. So yeah,
right.
I do agree. I would be at 9 and he would be at 8. So and then we got 7 through number 1, 7 and 6. Let's see.
7, 6,
Right?
which is funny because they're both in matchups. So it's going to be Freddie and Giancarlo.
Freddie and John. All right. Do you think did Freddie do the role reversal? Did he come up
Freddie, Freddie,
and bring John
Freddie
down
did go up. Well, Freddie, I have him at 6, and Giancarlo's I mean,
at
Freddie
7?
at 7, and Giancarlo's at 6.
But even so, oh, we could talk about it. So my first reaction to that is that I think John Carlos would be at 7, because the way he tore up his team after we gave him such a good props and we hyped him up, and then he didn't watch the podcast yet. And he went to go and messed around his team. But the thing is, like, okay, he gave up those players, but now he has a possible CMC. We don't know for sure, so we have to treat it as what it is right now. And which is it's basically an unknown, right? But with a slight glimmer of hope. I mean, CMC is not gonna be the whole team, but he did give up Reed and he did give up Chase, so he got Henny back. He got CMC back. We just gotta see what happens in the future. But like we're ranking for now, and we're ranking for the rest of the season, kind of. So I would think he would be number 7. So why do you think Freddie would be ranked lower than him?
So it is a little bit on the point side. Carlos does have a lot more points than Freddie. Let's see. John total points is 542. Freddie's is like 493. So it's like a 40. 40-point difference.
Okay.
And then his running backs they're greater than Freddie's, where he only has Brian Robinson and Ramondre Stevenson. Freddie does have him beat.
Bijan.
Yeah, Bijan Robinson and Ramondre Stevenson. Did I say Brian Robinson?
Yeah.
Oh man, sorry.
You can just call him B-Rob, and then have them fill the gaps.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, those are his only 2 running backs, legit running backs.
Mm-hmm. He's not like Hector now. He's not like completely naked.
Right, but he's not in the same. Yeah, because the other ones are backups, but one is a little bit promising when Tyron Tracy. But anyway, wide receivers are he does have better wide receivers than John right now. But I just look at it the whole points right now currently. That's why I have him just like a smidge above Freddie, but not by a lot. So
okay.
And yeah, if he had not traded his team away, he would be ranked a lot higher. Yeah.
One of the things we could talk about, actually, I didn't consider right now, but I just seen his team. So Diggs gonna have way more usage now than Nico's out. So that's actually beneficial to John, his wide receiver. And then like also Jordan Love, like he didn't have the best game ever, but he's just getting back from an injury or whatever. So he might get acclimated. He might get better schedule going forward and could perform better. And then Swift's on the up and up. We'll see how that continues.
And he has AJ Brown, who's coming back from an injury and a bye week, so we'll see how.
Although I will say that it is really close, because then on Freddie's side, to argue for Freddie, BTJ, he's blowing up. He's going to be the guy that's coming up, and
T Higgins
something also. That T Higgins, that's true. Debo had a bad game, but it's like, come on, we all know Debo. You basically birthed Debo, so you know Debo better than everybody else.
Exactly.
The only thing that's concerning about is his team, or one of the bigger things is, his running back depth, but also Kincaid, right? Kincaid is one of the guys has not shown to be him as him Cade is his name, but we're waiting for him to be him Cade, and this is because of the Buffalo offense.
Yeah, that's what I was going to bring up too. The whole Buffalo offense is just, I don't know. There's talks right now that
there's everybody.
Yeah.
Even in the game where what's his name was out, which was more or less the wide receiver one.
Yeah.
It's just everybody got the ball. That's just kind of like what the offense is. So it's kind of like if it goes through Cook, it goes through Cook. If it goes through Allen, like through 5 receivers, then it will happen. But I haven't seen the number one.
I was watching that game and I was like, he just had some really bad drops from wide receivers who weren't just catching them, like Matt Collins, I think, or whatever his name was.
Yeah,
he just dropped some really good potential touchdowns that would have helped Josh Allen. But
maybe Devontae Adams could go there. Stop fucking around.
Yeah, right.
They're not gonna have a good wide receiver. Well, yeah, I think I have to agree with you then. Again, John 6 to Freddie 7.
Yeah.
Of course, then that makes you a top 4 or top 5 team now, huh? How does that feel?
Maybe.
The dude that wanted to rank himself 11 like 2 weeks ago.
I was being humble. All right.
I was being humble. Now you're top 5, bro, and you won. So wins will get you there. Let's see. Do you think you're in
Number
there?
5
5 and
and
4.
number 4. I give number 5 to Manny, and number 4 to me.
Let's see. I want to see first argue for yourself. I want to see you
All
argue
right.
for your behalf.
Well, let me pull up Manny's team before
Bring out that cockiness. You're done being humble for now.
Yeah, I'm done
Be
being humble. Okay, this is what we're in week 6 now.
Yeah, it's over.
No more humbleness. All right. Let's see where his team is. All right, my wide receivers are a lot better than his.
Talk your shit. Let your nuts hang, King.
Yeah, he has Mike Williams, Marvin Harrison. He does have Tank Dell, but we don't know how that's going to pan out.
Yeah.
Because he hasn't been showing up at all this season.
Yeah, will he show up when there's a 2 wide receiver sets and he's part of it? Who knows?
Yeah. His running backs: Kenneth Walker, Brian Robinson, who I love, and Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon's, I don't know, he's MIA. I don't know what's going on with him.
Yeah, I don't know what type of injury he had. It was not what they said initially because that's just taking a while. We're in week 6. God damn it, we're in week 6,
and we're still waiting for him to recuperate. He also has J.K. Dobbins, but that offense kind of like
fizzled out, right?
It's a little iffy right now.
Yeah, it's kind of like, by iffy you mean mid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So on my side,
his running back 2 is basically he has a bunch of running back 2s, huh?
Pretty much,
Walker could be a 1 because just how he's just built that way, but it's not always going to be the case.
And I get the statement with like Mixon being a 1, but right now
when he shows up, right?
Yeah, it's been 3 weeks already. He hasn't been showing up.
And when he shows back up, will he actually be? Will he bring those performances back?
Right, because that injury could linger as well. So
yeah, or it could limit him. If he's coming back slowly, they want to work him in. We have to wait and see. Meanwhile, you got a guy on the up and up, Donald. He should be the team's 1 at least. If not yours, it should be the team's 1. Dallas Cowboys.
Drake London had the blowout game. DK Metcalf had blowout games. Malik Neighbors had blowout games. Brees Hall had maybe
blow down game.
But
he's on the downward spiral.
I'm hoping. I mean, even if something does happen to Brees Hall, I've already got the backup for him, Braylon Allen.
But at least you got another running back in your quarterback slot, so that's pretty good.
That's true. Kyler Murray.
That little man running down the field is crazy, right? He's so fast, but his little feet be going. Tick, tick, tick.
Yeah.
Man, he's so speedy. But 24 points against from him. That's crazy.
Yeah, and then okay, maybe my tight ends aren't that great, but I mean Hawkinson is coming back, and hopefully with how that offense is going, he'll just benefit from all that passing.
Damn. No, yeah. You sold me, bro. The non-humble Dion sold me. One thing that's funny is that this was the week that you surpassed your brother, so that's good.
Yeah.
Well, you might have been ahead of him earlier on. Actually, I digress. Well, yeah, Manny
draft,
5.
I think. Yeah.
Manny 5, and then Dion 4. Yeah, we got Martin up here now. I feel like Martin could be. Let me see. I'll start with number 3. I'll say Tyler is that because his team just went a little bit like lower.
This team's hurting right now.
And then Ryan is always going to be at the top right now. We're going to argue him versus Martin right now at the end. But I think for sure, would you agree that Tyler is number 3 right now?
Yes.
If not, he's probably really close to you. But yeah, Tyler number 3. But let's just talk about his team real quick.
So he is benefiting from a lot of wins and just blow up games the previous weeks. But his team is trending down right now because for one, he's got injury with Nico Collins, who's out. He's going to be out 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Amari Cooper's in a shitty offense.
Waddle's in a shitty offense.
Waddle's in a shitty offense. Who else does he have? Keenan
Jalen.
Allen in a team that
Bro's gonna
there's
say a shitty offense.
no. I wasn't
He's
gonna
about
say
to
that.
shit on us.
I was not gonna say that, but he is on a team that has a lot of mouths to feed. Keenan Allen's
Yeah.
not the only one. DJ
Yeah, he has to
Moore,
work. He has to get it. He has to earn his role, right?
yeah, and I don't think he has anything. He hasn't been doing anything as of late. So
Yeah,
he's
he's
just there to
pretty quick that wide
draw
receiver, huh?
defense.
Shit, he might be. Maybe you might be kind of like lenient on him being a number 3 this week. But
Yeah,
if we see this performance like play out in this week, then we could like tank his ranking next week.
yeah. The only thing that's really like saving him a lot is just that he has two running backs they're the top 5 running backs.
Yeah, Kyrie and Saquon,
Yeah, Kyrie and Saquon, and
and they've
then
been really consistent.
yeah, exactly. So they haven't been letting him down, and that's been helping him. And his other players, well, Nico Collins has also been going crazy as well, but he's going to be out for the next 4 weeks.
Yeah, like for this week, Bowers pulled his weight, but
Yeah,
yeah, if he can't get more than 4 players like popping off, then he's relying on 2 people, and that's kind of hard.
yeah. So for right now, yeah, I'll keep Tyler at 3.
Alrighty, let's talk about the guy who beat Tyler this week, which is Martin. He put up
Martin,
big ass numbers, huh?
bro, I know you're 2-3, but man, you're putting out points out there. I think he has more. He has more points than the people that are third place and under. Actually, second place and under.
Yeah. So yeah, he's
Yeah.
deserving in the
So
ranking for sure.
yeah, for sure. And
Especially now since he elevated, right?
yes, he definitely elevated a lot. Trading for Mike Evans, Jamar
Mike
Chase,
Evans, Jamar Chase,
James Cook,
Jesus.
Travis Kelsey. Who
So
else did he
Mike
trade?
Evans, round 3 keeper. Jamar Chase, first round guy.
Yep. James
Uh,
Cook was also a
I
keeper as well.
and Ayuk was a keeper too, round 3. So you got
Yeah.
2 round 3 players, a round 2 player, a round 1 player. James Cook was what, like 4 or something. I mean, he would have been drafted round 2 probably, right? Or round 3.
Yeah, I think so.
It's looking like a stonked ass team, my brother. And then he got, I mean, his quarterback Fields is pretty good. I'm not gonna shit on him. He's gonna have good games. But yeah, that team is looking strong. Only thing he lost, he kind of lose Zach Moss, right?
Yeah, but um,
So he got like Nick Chubb on the way.
he has Nick Chubb on the way. Uh,
I think this is
Zach,
exactly what would put him at number 2 rather than Ryan's number 1 because he has
yeah,
basically one empty spot that's questionable.
yeah, and Ryan stays at number 1 because he's just undefeated and everything goes right his way. So,
Yes, that sounded
so
a little salty.
well, I mean, I lost to him, so of course I'm gonna be salty.
Oh yeah, I haven't fought him. I haven't faced him yet, but I don't want to be the guy to take him down. Is he undefeated?
Yeah, he's
Oh yeah, he
undefeated. Yeah,
is. Yeah, that's
yeah.
crazy.
That
What would
helps
happen
too.
first? Leave a comment. What would happen first? Ryan loses or Stacy wins? Leave a comment. It might happen the same week. It might happen the same week, but let's see what happens. All right, so
That'd be
Ryan
nice.
back to number 1. No, let's not talk about Ryan. He's already number 1. He's just gonna
Yeah, I
be
don't think we
circle
need to.
jerk. He'll be roster baiting to this video again. No, yeah, his team is really good. Obviously, Kamara's still playing on Kamara. Remember, we said a week before, maybe 2 weeks, like when is the Boomers gonna run out of boom? Like,
Yeah,
it hasn't
we're
happened
still
yet.
waiting.
We're still waiting. We'll see. It's week 6.
The,
It's gonna. We're coming
the
into week
young
6.
guys are sitting back and asking when their turn is up.
The good thing, see, it's because like, so what happens is like Hubbard has been supplementing a lot of his points.
Yeah,
That's like something that was not really accounted for by either us or even himself. Like Hubbard, he's a good running back, but we didn't think he was going to be like top 12, you know? And
right.
that's his performance, right? So going forward, who knows? And then Kittle too. Like Kittle did great this week. He'll have those games where he pops off. Same thing for Lamar Jackson. They'll pop off and they'll kind of supplement the total points. He has a good team in general, and then he has those players that are going to pop off every now and then, which will always keep him afloat. So yeah, those are the rankings for this week, guys. We get any trades this week, John? I mean, yeah, we got one trade, right? As soon as we went, like, well, actually, the next day.
Yeah, let me pull that up.
That
Yeah,
big
there
one.
was only one trade that happened. Yeah, the day after recording.
So I mean, we kind of talked about it already, right? But that big trade,
Yes,
that trade between John and
Martin and
yeah, there you go.
Where Martin got Jamar Chase, James Cook, and Travis Kelsey, and Carl's got Derrick Henry, Pat Fryermuth, Josh Downs, and AJ Brown. Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Now, especially now, because now it kind of cooked like for a week, right? And we saw the performances too, and it's like initially how I felt about that was like I mainly thought Martin got the better deal.
Yeah, I agree because he upgraded in wide receiver and in, I mean, weirdly enough, tight end because Pat Fryermuth is not Travis Kelsey, and Travis
Yeah,
Kelsey has been trending up now.
the thing is that happened after we know the situation about Rice, and we saw the performance already with Kelsey.
Right. Yeah.
So I think after, like, if we had it been the trade, had the trade been done before that, then it would have made more sense to me. Like it being done after that and kind of seeing his usage and stuff, it's kind of like I think Pat Fryermuth and Josh Downs kind of like fluff fluff pieces because the bigger
Yeah.
piece is obviously Derrick Henry, and obviously
And
Derrick
AJ
Henry is
Brown.
better than Cook and AJ Brown, which you could argue that AJ Brown and Jamar Chase are on par, but the thing is that Jamar Chase is not injured or not coming back from an injury, and he's already cooking,
Yeah.
and also that I think his name Joe Burrow is cooking too. Not just It's not just that Chase is doing good, is that Joe Burrow
Right.
is slinging it right now, and he's
Yeah.
playing efficient. So I would say that, like, yeah, I think John downgraded, but see how it works out. Because then I think in his head is playing like, let me get D Henny, and if I get CMC later, then it's like I got two beefy ass running backs, and them to carry like his team.
Yeah. But
But
he's going on the uh on the thought that like Christian McCaffrey is going to come back.
yeah, which is
And
like
if he,
ballsy.
yeah,
It's ballsy because I was to say, like, if he had done that trade too, like, I know it's in a vacuum basically, but if he still had Reed, then I would think it would be like more. Not that it'd be more fair or anything like that. It's just like AJ Brown and then having Reed is kind of like you have that safety
right,
in it.
yeah,
Whereas like this, you kind of like you traded away one of your best receivers, and then now you I would say downgraded from Chase to AJ Brown. So it's kind of like, yeah, it's not that big of a deal, I think. But
yeah,
I'm just putting myself in if I was an issue person,
right, yeah.
Well, obviously, it could shake out. However, right, somebody could get hurt tomorrow. It is what it is.
Well, we'll see how it pans out this week because AJ Brown is coming back.
Yep.
Oh,
And if
we'll
Kelsey
see if
usage continues or not, see how that
right,
monitor that. But yeah, that was the only trade of the week, right? I mean, what else do we want? Is a blockbuster. So
yeah, pretty much. That's all that's happened this week. Nobody's going crazy
that's
trading
good.
right now. So
That's good. We can make cuts the podcast down like 20 minutes. All right,
yeah,
let's talk about the Fab. The Fab
the
offense.
waiver wire.
Yes, sir.
Let's
Any
see.
hot takes this week?
Yeah, we had a big one that Freddie dropped. Freddie dropped $27 on Jalen Wright.
Sheesh.
Jalen Wright. He's like, I need running backs. Yes, sir.
I was laughing because he said he was waiting for us to clown him. It's like, what is it? He overly spent just for us to clown him. Like he paid money for us to clown him. Okay, all right, let's clown him. No, just kidding. But
$27?
are you fucking mad, bro? Yeah, $27, bro, for Jalen. Are you gonna? He's not gonna start him anytime soon, is he?
In a committee?
Maybe he's hating on A Chain. He wants him to go down forever.
Yeah, maybe he's looking at it as like, A-Chain gets hurt. Jeff Wilson gets hurt. Mostert gets hurt.
Tua comes
Hey, Jim.
back.
Yeah, Tua comes
Miami starts
back.
doing good.
Yeah, Jalen Rice becomes the number one.
I'm
Who
finally in the
knows?
money.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but
Who's on?
I mean, he's a great player. He's a great player. He needs an
Yeah.
opportunity, which,
Right.
I mean, yeah, yeah. The next person that bid on that was Tito, which is $6. So, and Tito is
Yeah.
a RB and ED team, so that tells you the value disparity. Freddie was on
I
smoking on
mean,
crack. Just kidding.
he wasn't
He's
that
one.
he wasn't that desperate to get Jalen Wright. So
Yeah, maybe he was broke because I think he has low money too. But who knows? Who
there,
was the next? What was the next offer? No big,
there was no other offers.
no other big ones. Oh
Yeah.
man, they're taking it easy on us this week, huh?
Yeah, because the rest was just defenses, and honestly, I don't want to talk about defenses.
Yeah, I went like defense,
Um,
defense, 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 zero, all of them. I was like, I'm gonna get one of these. Hopefully, I ended up getting two and just dropped one.
yeah, you did. Let's see. There was some other ones, but not on defenses. Stacy spending $9 on Kirk Cousins.
Ooh,
It's like I'm chasing after them. That blow up game.
oh yeah, because there was nobody. This is from people that spent, but nobody else offered, right?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Uh, Tito dropping $6 on Blake Corum.
Yeah.
Good luck.
What do we think about? Because yeah, I mean, Kyron has been Kyron, so I mean, it's just kind of like
Yeah.
you don't want to leave it
I
out there
mean,
because the type of league we're in, like, no, it shouldn't be out there, really, to be honest. But
granted, he did get more work last game, but
there was a scene.
so
They passed both the Corum and Kyron next to each other. They look like brothers, dude. Like they look the same size, same
oh
build. I was
really?
like, dude, if Corum just grew a beard, then he would look like just like a.
Yeah, that's
But yeah,
hilarious.
that's just the
Other than
fab,
that,
offers, I believe.
yeah, that's pretty much it because everything else was just waiver wires. No
Hell
fab
yeah,
spending. Defenses, kicker. That's pretty much it.
hell yeah. Let's get into some questions then.
Questions.
Well, I copied over some questions that the guys asked. So let's see. The first question came from Tito. What do you think Hector and Tyler are saving their money for? Apocalypse? I don't know. You know what? I think maybe Tyler. Maybe this waiver wire already passed, but maybe next week since he's needy, he might need some wide receivers. But we all the juice is probably gone. So who knows? Maybe he's just saving it for to drop on a big player. I don't know.
and
I don't think
I'm looking
Hector
at
knows
like
he has money.
Tyler's. Tyler only made 3 moves, and Hector's only made 6 moves.
I don't know if Hector
So
remembers that he's in the league, but Tyler, I know he's just not spending money. He's saving it. What are they saving it for? I would say a running back. Maybe they just start
yeah,
spending a bunch of money on defenses at the end of the year. Or
maybe.
sometimes like some years people will still have like 80 like at the end and they don't even use it, which is kind of
Right.
funny. The next question: what are the betting odds for Hector v Stacy matchup? The toilet bowl. What's the odds for that?
Oh
I want to
man.
say Stacy is actually favored. What do you think?
Yes, she is. Yeah,
I
because
think
we were
so.
just talking about it earlier, and she
Yeah.
doesn't have Justin Jefferson or Tyreek Hill.
So that's like
And,
already really good. On top of the
yeah,
fact that her team is looking serviceable. Like that Pollard, those things that she got that acquired from Mike Evans, which
yeah,
looked kind of bad, but it helped her team, I think. Because now it's more spread out. We are talking
yeah.
about
It's
not
more.
being like super like concentrated on one, because then now if Mike Evans doesn't go off, now you're basically gonna lose. And now like this, like oh now you have Smith, Jigba, and you have Pollard, and one of them could go off, the other one could get like middle, and then you still get some amount of points.
Yeah,
But
she is. She's balancing out her team, and it's going to work out in her favor. It just needs to
she
pop
is
off.
she is projected 96 points. Wow, Hector still doesn't have a kicker, but he's gonna be around 80 something, like 84, 86.
Yeah,
That's not like I know people always clown Yahoo projections, but it's like they mean things. It's like a 10-point difference is an actual real life difference. Like it's kind of hard to overcome that unless your players like pop off. And if Stacey has another game where she goes over 100, I don't think Hector could go over 100 this week something, unless the Hunter effect comes into play. We
yeah.
gotta
Because
wait and
I'm
see.
I'm looking at his team right now, and right now he's playing for wide receiver Rashid Shaheed and Tyler Lockett.
Which is
And he
kind of
still has
funny
Mike.
because then that will come into play because like if JSN like outplays Lockett, it's gonna be good. Or vice
Yeah,
versa, but JSN usually has more targets than Lockett nowadays.
yeah. And then he has Michael Pittman, he's still in the lineup, but he's not
He's
going to be
gonna be
playing.
most likely out. Yeah, yeah. They said multiple weeks, so it says doubtful, but it says it's more likely than him not playing.
Yeah.
Not only not only that, but also Ford and White. Like we talked about the roles diminishing or them just being
Yeah.
in a weird situation. Who would he replace? If he doesn't have Pittman, he doesn't have Hill Jefferson yet. He's on bye
His
week.
best option would be Quentin Johnson,
That's yeah. Good luck, buddy.
unless he picks up someone off the waiver that could
Which
have a blow up
Stacy
game.
didn't Stacy just pick up a wide receiver? No, no, no. Cap it.
She
That was
picked.
Kirk Cousins. Oh, Dubs. She did pick up Dubs, didn't she?
Oh yeah,
Oh
she
no.
did. Romeo Dobbs. Wait, hold on.
So she might. I think she might have. But
Oh no, I don't. No, she never She never dropped him. He was drafted
what I saw is that
by
she
her.
just had it in a flex, I think, or something like that. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think she's favored. How much? I would say 200, like negative 200. If Martin wanted a number, well, Hector is probably like 150. It's not that far apart, but I think it's more of a sure bet on for betting on Stacy. Um, last question is Rigo's. Who's been your most disappointing player in fantasy? This is on your roster or not? Redraft round one on the fly. Kind of confusing, but I think what he's asking is who has been the most disappointing player according to us that we don't have to. He
Either
says on your
if he's
roster or
on our
not, but we
roster or
don't own
not.
him. I think the
So
easiest one is CMC. But if I were to take that one, because I think
I
CMC's.
I wouldn't say CMC because he was injured already,
Yeah,
so you
but
knew what you were going into.
wouldn't you be
Um,
disappointed if you don't get to use them at all? It's been 6 weeks, and you probably
yeah,
won't use them.
I
If
guess you're right. CMC would be.
but yeah, I guess if
But
that's playing that one because he's just been out. Period. Like round one,
my
that's
back
disappointing.
my backup would be Bijan Robinson
Bijan Robinson. Yeah, I think so
because
too. Just because of his performances. And it has been disappointing because, especially in our league, he got drafted third, right? So
right,
normally he'd be going around 4 or 5. I mean, it's round one is round one, right? But I think out of the round one players, he's been one of the most disappointing ones because we know his talent, or at least we assume to know his talent, and he's just not being really used like that. So I
yeah.
was watching Thursday's game, and I had a bet on it, right? So I'm just like watching it like a hawk. So every time he would come in a flat, and he'd be wide open. Who Kirk Cousins like just passes straight to Pitts, and then Pitts would do some stupid maneuver where he doesn't get no yards, no extra yards. It's like a tight end, right? So it's like, and then it's like, bro, if you gave it to Bijan, he would have been down the field already. Like I
Yeah,
don't know. Well, I mean, Kirk,
I,
how can I critique Kirk? He got 500 yards. Like, what the shit? Take what they give you, right? So,
right.
but it's like as a fantasy owner, yeah, it would be disappointing. Like, damn, bro, like out of 509 yards, I only got like 16. Like that's kind of sad, right?
Yeah, not only that, but the rushing too from him. Let me pull him up real quick. Brian Robinson. Oh no, Bijan Robinson. 12 attempts for 61 yards.
I don't want
Yeah,
to
so
look at it, but maybe, yeah, I'm not gonna look at it right now, but I would ask you right now. This is a question for you. Who do you think has more fantasy points, Bijan Robinson or Brian Robinson?
right now,
Yeah, and like, give me a difference, like an estimated difference. I don't know. I'll look it up after the podcast, but I just want to check it out.
Brian.
Brian, and
Yeah.
by how much do you think? By a lot.
I would say by probably by like 15 points,
Ooh, I
which
was
is a
gonna say,
lot. It's a lot,
yeah, it's a
but
lot. I was gonna say 20. I was gonna say 20 because I remember him just getting touchdowns, touchdowns, touchdowns.
yeah,
So we can check it out at the podcast. Whoever's watching this could leave a comment if you don't already cheat and look it up yourself. But yeah, yeah. If you get imagine like what do you end up going like in the fourth, fifth round, or
yeah.
maybe third? But yeah,
Oh, I think
Bij-
later than that.
Bijan Bijan doing worse than him. Must be
He's
maybe
the
this
better
was
Robinson.
maybe this was bait from Rigo to before we could talk shit about Freddie's team. Nah, but that's a good smart question. Yeah, that was the last question for us today. So that
Well,
will wrap
he
up.
just said redraft round 1 on the fly. So I
Oh
think he
yeah.
just wants us to do a current redraft.
I mean, the only thing that would change is Brees Hall, right? And then this is kind of a close one. I think, right?
So pick number 1 would be Saquon.
Oh, if we no because no, whoa, no. Because, what do you mean? Because it says most disappointing, or are we just saying?
No, 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 no,
Oh, I
no.
see what
We're
you're
talking.
saying. It's like a part thing.
Yeah,
Like, okay, now if we
yeah,
redraft right now, yeah,
yeah. If we
one would be
redraft,
Saquon.
yeah, 1 would be Saquon. 2
I,
would be
what are we starting? Week one? Like, are we going from here on forward?
no. Where's the yeah from here? Like if you knew what's going on right now, you're drafting from right here.
I would say Chase too.
Yeah, Jamar Chase, number 2. Let me go to players. I'm gonna cheat a little. Sorry,
Yeah, that's fine.
all players. Season total.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
because
probably do.
we're not gonna count quarterbacks unless
Yeah, no, because
it's an
nobody would
injury.
draft. Nobody. I mean, like technically, we wouldn't draft them, even if they're doing
Right.
well. I think 3
So
would
we
be like
said
Iran or something.
Saquon would be number 1, right?
Yeah,
And you said
Saquon.
Jamar Chase,
Yeah,
Alvin Kamara.
Camaro. Would you take Camaro over Kyren?
Um,
I think I still take Kyren over Camaro, even though, especially now because they lost Derek Carr.
sure, okay. Yeah, then I'll. Well, no, I actually go. I'll still go Alvin Kamara because
Ooh,
the quarterback could probably just dump it off if anything.
okay, but then there's more
But then,
usage. And, no,
yeah,
because
so then,
you need some sort of performance. Because Derek Carr was doing actually well, to be honest. But
okay,
I mean, that's your call. That's your call. You just call it 3-4 maybe, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Kyren and Camaro, and then
yeah,
5.
D
I
Henny.
D Henny. She okay. I'll put another one in that tier, and I'll say I'll give it to my boy Gibbs, Jameer Gibbs, D Henny and Gibbs. Unless you have
If
somebody else there.
no, I agree. If Nico didn't get hurt, I would say Nico.
Oh, but that boy hurt. So
Yeah, that boy is hurt. So I'm
you
gonna go
can't
with
draft him right now.
Justin Jefferson.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, because he's been playing. He's like around the same time that he got drafted,
Yeah,
right? 7. So he's 7. We need 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Man, this shit kind of hard. Um, I 8. Well, actually, I don't know. I hmm.
you want me to give you number 8?
Yeah.
Jordan Mason.
Oh shit. I would. Yeah. To be honest, yeah, I would. But the thing is, like, if it was a draft, it was a redraft. People would kind of put a little bit of thought into it because it's like we don't know when. Technically, we don't know when CMC is coming back. So I don't know if it would be drafted that high.
Yeah, but what if you? So what if you went into the season thinking like, oh, CMC is probably just done for the rest of the season?
If we knew that he was done, then he'd be an easy 8, maybe
Yeah,
top 6.
maybe. Yeah, I'd
I
probably push
mean,
him up
we
more.
will still put him in the first round. Let's just say that. So he'll be
Yeah,
in
he's still in the
the
first
first
round.
round.
Yeah.
And
Um,
another
next
person
would be
that would.
my
Hmm?
my boy Malik Neighbors.
Oh, neighbors. Yeah, that's a good one. You want to just represent, right? Have your team in there. No,
Yeah.
yeah, I do agree though. It's very. Wait, is he coming back this week
Uh, so far he's still not out of protocol.
or
So
one more week? Okay,
yeah,
he would be in there though for sure. So that's 8, 9, and we need 3 more. Hmm. I'm drawing a blank on wide receivers, but I feel like we need some more wide receivers in here. Who's
we
been
do.
good?
Um, what's- still ownership.
Oh, what about Godwin? But not round 1, right? Maybe it's too early.
Yeah, maybe like beginning of round 2.
Yeah.
I would probably still go CD Lamb. I know it's not been going that great for him, but
yeah, but he's CeeDee Lamb, right? And having
CeeDee
him from number 2 or number 1 to 8 or 9, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Kind of like the same fun they did for Jefferson, right? So he ended up getting drafted like around 8 or whatever. So yeah, CeeDee Lamb is good. Would you put JT up there? Like maybe 12. He's been performing. He'll come back.
JT would be.
Perform.
Yeah, JT would be number 12.
So yeah, I think unless I'm counting wrong, I think we got 12 in there.
Yeah, because there's still so many out there. James Cook. Well, I'll just throw his name out there. Who else? Brian Robinson.
No, we don't want to do that. Follow the points. No, but he is good. He's good. So that's the last question, guys. We about to head out now. So have a good week. I'm just gonna say have a good week because I don't know when the fuck I'm gonna try to do it early, but have a good week, guys.
Good luck, everybody. Good luck.
And everybody leave a comment. Stacy or Hector, who is gonna win?
Yeah. Right. And Brian Robinson and Bijan.
Pick the right B Rob.
Yeah.
All right. Peace out, guys.